My name's Jack, I'm 7 years old, but on the 11th of November, Remembrance Day, I turn 8. My great-granddad is Johnny Whiteley, who grew up in World War II and served in the military before becoming a rugby league legend. Today I'm going to interview my great-granddad to find out what it was like.
What was it like to grow up in World War II? It was a lot different from today, Jack, I'll tell you. You know, we was all rationed and our dads went to war, so we had no dads to look after us. We used to play for rugby in the street with a paper ball, you know, because there was no footballs or rugby balls to be added during the war. So we used to make paper balls, make rugby up with paper balls and play in the street. Just friendly games, because you couldn't go very far in case the buzzers blew or there was going to be an air raid.
A really big bomb hit your house. Was it scary?
Was it scary? Well, it was the biggest bomb that has ever dropped on our city. Well, luckily, we were in the house when the bomb dropped, but it blew all the tiles off and the chimney pots and all the windows out the front. So for many, many weeks, we couldn't live in the house. We had to sleep in an air raid shelter.
Did you go back into your house to get all your gym equipment?
Well, Jack, you know, we were lucky because we had a building at the back of the house, and so the next day I messed around and found bits and pieces of weights and one or two skipping ropes and bits and pieces which I put into a shed, so we still had some, you know, some pieces to work with.
Did you go to the army?
Well, yes, Jack, I did. You know, the war had ended then, but people were still getting demobbed. I was conscripted into the army. After a few weeks, I finished up in Vienna. I was a physical training instructor. I'm suddenly out in Vienna, 18-year-old. I'd never been away from home up to that time, and I'm in Vienna taking 80 lads physical training.
How did Hull come to sign you?
When I came out of the army, Hull were waiting for me to give me a trial. They gave me a trial on the Saturday. I went to Whiteley, and on the way back, the chairman said, you know, we'd like a word with you. They said, we want to sign you professionally for Hull Football Club. And they said, if you sign, what we'll do, we'll put you in the first team on Saturday. That was the top side, playing for Hull. Well, you can just imagine, I'm just 19, come out of the army. I haven't got a penny, I've got no clothes that fit because I was like you. I was growing taller and taller, I was 6'2". Anyway, I signed, and I signed for life. I didn't sign a contract in them days. I signed for nothing. I didn't get any money. I signed professional for nothing, and signed because I wanted to sign for Hull. And they put me in the first team on the Saturday at York. I must have had a good game because I stayed in the first team for the next 15 years and never ever got dropped out the team. I stayed in the team for 15 years and was captain for at least 9 of those years, and then became the manager coach. So I didn't do too bad from the start.
Did you have mates in the army like you did at rugby?
Yes, Jack, in all fairness, because, you know, whenever you're with a group of people in a situation where you're all united together, you're a team. You know, you've got to be a team. And again, that was my education, that I knew that I could bond people together. I've still got lads who are granddads now, who I started like you when they were 8 and 9-year-old, and now they're granddads. And they're still with me, they still train, and they still relate to the bond and the relationship I created through talking about, you know, being a team. The friendships have stayed with them all their life. And you can't buy old friendships, Jack. You can't buy them. When you make friendships, they stay for life. Good friendships.